Hello viewers, welcome to another interesting episode of A Chat with Mide. Hope you all are doing safe and great. If you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Mide and I'm your host. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic, which is the effects of gender discrimination in our society. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back, viewers. Now, back to the main course of the day. In the world we are in, girls and women suffer most of the negative impact of gender norms and roles. That is, they experience restriction in freedom and movement. They also experience violence and harassment across the globe, which gives them fewer of opportunities of how they live their life. Also, the male genders are not left out because thinking of the idea of what it takes to become a man force them to behave in a certain way which can harm them. However, denying people to make their decisions because of their gender can actually limit them from fulfilling their full potentials. And there's a lot that we can do to make the world a gender equal world. Now, to start with, what is gender discrimination? Gender discrimination is a situation whereby people are treated differently simply because they are male or female rather than on the basis of their skills or capability. Now, I'm sure you'll be wondering, what do I mean by what are the ways in which genders can be discriminated? We have a whole lot of them, a whole lot. But for the purpose of today's episode, I'm just going to be talking about 3 ways in which one can be gender discriminated in our home, our workplace, school, even among our peers. Now, the first one is gender stereotype. Now, what is gender stereotype? Stereotype is how society expects you to act based on your gender. Now, for example, in a failed marriage, the women are labeled weak, they are labeled so many things, all in the name of not being able to keep their marriage, irrespective of what the man has done. Like, because it is believed that women are the home keepers. Fine, yes, they are the home keepers, but when you see a marriage that is broken, the first thing anybody would say is, okay, what has the lady done? She's at fault. You keep pushing the blames on the women without even hearing from the guy's side. And also, for instance, in a situation whereby the husband impregnates a lady outside the marriage, the pressure is not so much on them because they feel okay, men can do and undo. But if it was the woman that did something like that in the marriage, she's labeled a whore. In fact, people would actually say a lot about her. Now, another example of gender stereotype is women not assuming leadership role. Yes. For example, look at Nigeria as a country. I have never heard a woman become president of the Republic of Nigeria. We can see that females are being stereotyped because there's this belief that, okay, the women cannot rule, the women cannot take that position. And also, we also have, in a situation of rape whereby a lady is being raped, I'm not saying guys are not raped, but the percentage of females that are raped on a daily basis is actually way more than that of the male gender. And we hear people say that, okay, what was she wearing? Is she seductive? Where did she go at that particular time? Is that act even supposed to happen? Is that an excuse for being raped? Fine, we know that, okay, as a lady you should dress decently, but not, in fact, most of the situations of rape are not about the dressing now. It's about the male gender not being able to control himself. So the male genders are not left out because the gender role of being a provider, a protector of the family, force many men to go into things that are not supposed to. Some even lead some into depression. It leads some to doing some shady things that are not even supposed to be. The discriminatory act is objectification. Objectification is when a person is treated as a commodity or an object without regards to their personality or dignity, and this is targeted at women, and it reduces them to sexual pleasure and gratification. Take for instance, women are seen as the ones that should stay at home. They are seen as the one that should do the house chores, cater for the home, while the men should be the one going out to work, while most attentions are focused on the male gender. So, and this reduces their self-esteem. They begin to see themselves as low, as someone that they begin to just lose value in themselves. Now, the third discriminatory act is harassment and catcalling. These two are the prime examples of how women's right to work are restricted. Take for example, a lady walking on her own along the street, and you see a guy calling her hello angel. Like, honestly, it's funny, but it's not right. Even some will go as far as tapping you, and you're like, it is a way of harassing a lady. And as a guy, if you really need to talk to a lady, if you really want to approach a lady, there are better ways you can do that rather than harassing her. Some would even go as far as, okay, if you don't give them your number, they are ready to create a scene in that particular environment, which is really, really wrong. But we've normalized it, like, okay, it's normal, it's the right thing to do, which is not. Now, how can we put an end to the fire of gender discrimination? I would like to say that if we change how we relate with others and we ask others to do the same to us, we will not change gender inequality. The only lasting change that would occur is if the institution of our lives change. And also, we should not feel defeated by big obstacles, because every achievement, whether small or big, counts. Like, it is a step forward to our shared goals. And also, we should learn to care for ourselves. We should not prefer one gender to another. And lastly, coming together, like doing things together, is actually the best thing, so that one party would not be left out. And I hope you've learned one or two from today's episode. If you like what you see, give me a thumb up, hit the like button, and also the subscription button. Let me know what you feel about the video. Let me know what your take is. Let me know what you feel about gender discrimination. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.